All right, what is up, guys? We are back with Attack on Titan, chapter 111, Children of the Forest. Let's get into this chapter, man. Last chapter 110 was one of my favorite chapters in a while, and I'm excited to see how Isayama is going to follow it up. So let's get into it. Over 100 soldiers, including Flock Forster, have disappeared from their cages, and so have the guards looking after them. We believe that all of these soldiers both freed Eren and deserted in the process. That's pretty interesting just right off the bat, learning that so Aaron has over 100 people following him at the moment. I mean, that's a pretty large gathering. Obviously, you would have to assume, I mean, for sure, the military obviously dwarfs that number, but still, this is probably not even taking into account the inevitable sort of other members of Aaron's following, or who sympathize with Aaron's cause, who are kind of hidden amongst the military, who haven't revealed themselves yet. So like, for all we know, that 100 is probably way bigger than what we know at the moment. They are surely responsible for the assassination of the commander in chief as well. That's bad news for us. This subversive anti-military organization shall be known as the Jaegerists. He's even got his group's got a name now. Commander, do you know their goal? I suspect their only purpose now is to put Zeke and Eren in contact with one another. Then they'll remake the military and put Eren at the top. They assassinated the commander-in-chief only to show their resolve. But how were these Jaegerists able to organize themselves in such a short time? For them to fall in behind Eren, a large number of soldiers must believe that Zeke has their backs. I don't think so though. It's probably more just them, trusting in Eren rather than Zeke, right? Um, and also, of course, we have the military police here as well, man. Like they always have to show up when some drama, goes down. Um, they simply believe in Eren, who in turn believes in Zeke. Okay. Meanwhile, we doubted Zeke so much it paralyzed us. But it's true that ultimately the Eldian people have no choice but to rely on the Jaeger brothers' ability to shake the earth. Then it was we in the military who were squandering precious time and putting the Eldian people's lives at risk. It's no surprise that many soldiers felt that way. The final trigger was the military's plan to transfer the founding Titan from Eren to another soldier, for sure, um, without even notifying us in their survey corps. Yeah, so like, there's definitely like, it seems like the military police are trying to place the blame solely on the survey corps and on Hanji specifically, but no, there's fault to be had on both sides for sure. Um, Obviously, the wanting to transfer the founding Titan was definitely like the fuse that lit the powder keg. Um, but yeah, definitely, I would definitely say on the terms of the survey corps, um, just probably like arresting all the volunteers, and how they treated Zeke as well probably didn't go over too well. Um, so yeah, there's definitely blame to be held at both sides, and of course the military police, Rogue specifically, he always wants to offshoot the blame and put it on someone else. We knew exactly what would happen if we did tell you. Liam Mikasa's face. Not to mention that many of these Jaegerists are from the Survey Corps. How will you take responsibility for that, Commander Hanji? I'll accept any punishment, but to resign my commission would be the most irresponsible thing I could do right now. And it's not like we know how many hidden Jaegerists are still here or which branch they are in. Yeah. Yes, I may be looking at some right now. Just blatantly going to say that. I wouldn't be shocked if one of you detonated a suicide bomb this very moment. And look at Kiyomi just like right in the middle of all of this. Rogue, don't be ridiculous. How can they prove they won't? Unless they prove themselves, there's no way we can let the Survey Corps roam free. Enough. We have a visitor. There's no time to be bickering amongst ourselves. How many soldiers know where Zeke is being confined? Levi and the 30 other soldiers watching over Zeke. 3 more responsible for resupply and communication, and me. Then bring those three here. Nile, is the Queen's residence secure? Only a select few know where it is, but I'll check once more. Yeah, because you would definitely have to assume that. I mean, well, we know for sure, right, that Aaron's goal is to make contact with the Zeke. Um, so to try to prolong that as you know, long that meeting as long as you possibly can. You want to take away the people who actually know Zeke's location. Um, so yeah, definitely that's the mission right now, to get those people who are in charge of resupplying, to get them as quickly as possible. Okay. Aaron's first target will be someone who knows where Zeke is being held. Yeah. Next, he'll try to secure Queen Historia, who could act as a replacement for Zeke. Our first task will be to make sure that these two are absolutely protected. Yes, sir. And Armin, as someone with the power of the Titans, your defenses must be stronger than ever. Understood. And now that we've lost the Commander in Chief, the only one who can lead us all is you, Commander Pixis. Do you have any plans going forward? Yes. Let's surrender to Aaron. They've got us beat. What? There's nothing we can do about enemies inside the military. Even if we did manage to smoke out every last one, imagine how much blood will have to be spilled. The thought alone is terrifying, not to mention that we don't have the time to waste on such folly. That's a really good point. Many soldiers decided to desert the military because of our actions. That is why we lost. But the commander in chief's murderers, you're just going to bow down to them? Um, and then you would also like, I feel like, so if you know, the military actually took the time that, you know, we know that they don't have to spare, if they actually took the time to actually go one by one throughout the entirety of the military to weed out, you know, all of, you know, the people who sympathize with Aaron's cause, um I feel like that could also like further warrant more people, you know, more of the public, like more, it would cause a even further division between the public and the military at this point, right? So like I think it's definitely a good idea for Pixis to just like let's just put everything on hold for right now, man. Like this, like especially like if we do smoke out these people, thinking about the blood that we could spill, um it's just whatever we do, it's just not gonna be good, no matter what we try to do. Um, so Pixis, man, just coming into the room and just like, because like there was a clear division between, you know, the Surrey Corps and the military police. You know, like they were basically at each other's throat, especially with like Rogue and Nile trying to put the blame, you know, on Hanji, and then Pixis just comes into the room immediately and just like brings like, you know, like the temperature in the room just like cools down a little bit. You know what I mean? It's just like he's got such a great quality as a leader, Pixis, man. I knew exactly for a long time, to live by revolution, to be defeated by revolution. I think that bring him some satisfaction. Most of all, I know the four who died wouldn't want their funerals to come at the cost of Eldia's fall. Then, are you going to submit to the Jaeger brothers? It's not submission. We negotiated with Aaron and the other Jaegerists by putting Zeke's location on the table. They must realize that if they're thinking of taking on the world someday, they shouldn't be fighting us now. We'll continue to watch over these earth-shaking experiments as we always have, and we will stake Eldia's survival on it. However, we won't be discussing their murder of our top dog. If that's the price we pay to prevent the deaths of hundreds, it's if not thousands of our comrades, it's a cheap price to pay. All right, man. And also kudos to Pixis, man, for just the fact of like not falling into the trap of like having to kill, you know, his own soldiers, even if they have defected. Um, because it's just like it feels like it's just gonna be like running in circles, right? Like even if the whole weeding out thing, like it just feels like killing, you know, Eldians, you know, killing his own people, um, really just feels like redundant. I feel like, um, yeah. And it's like he comes like a great point of just like talking like specifically about Aaron that like they shouldn't be fighting us. If they do plan on taking on the world, like they need us, right? So yeah. Now all of you get to work. Yes, sir. Commander, Madam Azumabitu. I apologize for that unseemly display. Not at all. It's something every nation experiences. That said, I cannot guarantee your safety either. Please stay close to the port until the situation is under control. I think I will. We sincerely hope for Elia's victory. Miss Mikasa, if anything happens, escape to our ship at once. Thank you for the consideration, Lady Kiyomi. But I am an Eldian regardless of my mother's blood. I would only be a nuisance to the Azumabitu family. I want to watch over the future of this island that birthed and raised me. Please don't let me keep you here. What are you talking about? We came here for your sake. And you would have, even without our resources? Dude, Mikasa got her. She called her on her BS, man. Because I mean it's still so vague with Kiyomi, because obviously like I feel like yeah she does want Mikasa for to what end, what specifically she wants to do with Mikasa. I feel like that's gonna be very shady, like we don't know exactly, or she's hiding that probably, but she also does want the crystals as well, right? So it's a little weird that she's like, oh, we came here for you Mikasa, and Mikasa's just like, but what about the crystals? You don't care who leads this nation so long as the earth shaking succeeds, right? Yes, if the promise of the earth shaking turns out to be an empty one, the Asmabitu are done for. Izuru will say we did this without permission and hang us out to dry. All of our investments will have been for nothing, and our debts will bring the Asmabitu clan to final ruin. In that case, I truly cannot rely on you. We Asmabitu name have always adapted to tumultuous times, but now look what's becoming of us. Derided as wretched penny pitching vixens. Still, we have not lost our pride as a clan, the pride your mother handed down to you. Whatever may happen to this nation, I wish to protect you. Interesting. Um, no. Work with Aaron after he killed the commander in chief? We don't know for sure if Aaron did it yet. Keep your voice down, Mikasa. You know that we're already suspected of being Jaegerists, right? Yeah, whose side are you really on, Mikasa? I told you that Armin and I nearly got caught up in that explosion. Is that not enough for you, Connie? What? Stop it. Like Commander Pixis said, infighting will only lead to our downfall, yeah. So, Commander, are you saying you have no problem trusting Aaron and Zeke? No, that's no good. I'm actually like really curious and kind of scared to like Mikasa's resolve, her like insistence and like determination to defend and be by Aaron's side when it feels like time and time again Aaron has just left her out to dry, right? I feel like there's going to come a point in time where that insistence to defend Aaron is going to break, right? Where she's just gonna like not necessarily stand up for herself, but she's just not gonna take this anymore, right? Where she's finally going to realize, that, um, or she starts to doubt, or her resolve for Aaron in terms of protecting Aaron is going to waver, and I feel like it's gonna be such a sad moment to finally see that moment happen, but it's going to happen. I feel like it's only inevitable as deeper and deeper Aaron starts to fall to like kind of like the polar opposite side. I feel like that moment for Mikasa is going to happen. It's going to be a pivotal moment for her character as well. No matter how well Zeke and Yelena's plan went, they knew that they'd never be free of suspicion. Oh, there's Yoyankapo. So they concocted an insurance policy and now it's paying out. This probably goes beyond winning Flock over. If we want to be absolutely sure, we should assume their insurance doesn't end there. We need to figure out Zeke's intentions before they make even bigger fools out of us. Of course, if this all ends up being wild speculation, that'd be nice. Do you have any leads? The Marley and pals she oversaw their workplaces just don't add up. For example, restaurants. Wait, Marley and restaurants? Oh wow. They're here, Nicolo. Yep, right on time. What a nice place. Well, this is a first. Me too. It's your lucky day. Make sure to eat up today. This is actually really interesting. So Nicolo actually like they gave him like a restaurant for I mean like a Marleyan restaurant, right? But huh, that explains where they where they put those Marleyans. Um, man, so for all these years, Nicolo's just been feeding Eldians. Interesting. Um, what's wrong, Mia? Scurrying around like that? You're too nervous, Mia. Yeah, how much of a country girl are you? No. Kaya, is there really a Marleyan POW working here? Yes, so stand up tall. Soldiers use this place a lot too. I'm just glad we'll have a Marleyan we know here. Mr. Blouse, thank you for coming today. And what a crowd you've brought. Thanks for the invitation. Figured I might as well bring the family. You did say your treat, right? Sorry. No, just leave today to me. Poor guy. But oh yeah, okay, yeah, it does make sense. Obviously the connection between um Nicolo and Sasha, obviously. I mean, the dad is kind of like taking advantage of that, but it makes sense why it would be on the house, I guess. Um, that's Nicolo the Marleyan who invited Mr. Blouse here? Try asking him. This way, sir. Why was Mr. Blouse invited here? He's not even a soldier. Did I not tell you? Big Sis was Mr. Blouse's daughter and a soldier. When Mr. Nicolo came to her funeral, he said he wanted to treat us to the meal that he never got to make for her. Huh? Personally, I think they were in love. Really? A Marleyan and an Eldian? Oh my god. They can't be. Why not? They just can't. But why? Something feels off about all of this. Anyway, I've never had a meal this good in my life. Everybody's like crying as they're eating. Oh, and of course, it's the Blouse family, man. So this is the exact reaction that Sasha would have to eating this food. Oh my god. Well, just wait until you taste the main dish. Nicolo, some customers up front, huh? At this hour, who? Survey Corps.